One day into the season, and I already have a new favorite car. The Mustang is a very natural and powerful feeling car that makes it so much fun on a track like Watkins Glen, making it a perfect combination for the first race of the Apex this series. For the qualifying, I will be starting in 7th overall, but in the division I will be on podium, with the next car in my division being about 8 cars behind me. Going into the race, I had a little bit of nerves with driving GT4 because it's typically not something I really race in, but I figured if I can drive GT3, GTP, that I could convert into this race series very easily. For clarity's sake, the race will be divided between 2 groups. The group with a dash in their name is the Pro Series, whereas no dash means they are in the MPL Series. On the green flag throw, I felt very confident going into the turn, but in most history for the first race at Apex, there's usually a big crash, so my first thought was just to survive at all costs, especially on the uphill here with cold tires. Cold tires will easily ruin a race up here. As we approach the hill at the top, a car loses control in front of me, but thankfully does not crash into the rest of the field. I do lose a little bit of speed reacting to the spin out, though I decided to give the position up to the passing car as I don't want to crash on the first lap. With the new tire models of GT4, you really can't throw the car as hard as you could before, so you need to be mindful of cold tires, but in general, it's not that bad as long as you are aware of cold tires. It's especially something to really watch for, as the Mustang has a lot of throttle on exits when it comes to hitting your apexes or anything in the turn. So most people tend to spin out the car as soon as they give it throttle. Continuing through the first lap, I feel very comfortable with the race pace. I'm not as fast as a lot of the cars in front of me, but I felt that I'm able to keep my distance with them as well as not fall behind the cars behind me. Even with some possible slip-ups, I still have 2 cars behind me blocking the next division driver to me, so I have a little bit of wiggle room, but any slight mess up or slowdown can genuinely throw you out of position so fast. I say that as a testament to myself because I tend to have consistency issues, hence a little slip up right here where I give it a little too much throttle and turn, but I'm able to save it and keep my position. With what I consider a very clean first lap into the race, I start to realize that you're not going to need to change tires for the race, and stupidly start to look at my UI as I'm going towards the turns. Editing back and looking at all this footage really just tells me that I need to get better at using my UI in the in-car. I have my buttons bound, but I do not know how to do it rapidly.
That was fun.
This was a real big challenge with the new UI changes, and I start to stupidly change and turn off the tire swap, but it really leads to one of my first major mess ups as I lose focus and bring too much speed into the turn and go off the track. Under the Apex League, that will negate my clean race bonus points and it gives me a slowdown. Thankfully, we are still on some cold tires, so I'm able to kind of negate the time as we go through the turns. I should have moved over most likely, but no pace was really lost and I was able to freely get rid of the slowdown. For the next few laps, nothing really changes or happens amongst my area. On lap 9, I start to catch up to the McLaren ahead of me, but have yet to face the challenge that was up ahead of me. With a comfortable race pace ahead of the second place in my division, I wanted to just stay consistent, stay on the throttle, hit my braking points, and not really overdrive the car. I really found out that the Mustang has a terrible front tire issue in the GT4 where it just absolutely annihilates the tires. Though I have to admit that the second place car, DJ, is driving the Mustang and is doing a far better job than I am. There's probably something I'm just doing wrong. As we approach the hairpin, the McLaren gets past one of the lap down cars in the BMW, and I wait to make my move on the next exit because I am definitely faster than them. I get the momentum, get a little close, but I'm able to get past the car, thankfully. Though, as I turn in, I get slammed.
I'm sorry, man.
As frustrating as this was, it happens. I'm not upset at the driver. I dropped down to second place in the division and 13th overall. Turns out they simply just lost their braking point and upshifted into the turn, resulting in them understeering and spinning me out. On my part, I think I should have given them a little bit more room, though I don't know how much more I could have done to help that. I do have to commend her for immediately apologizing. Not a lot of people can do that, even if they're the ones that didn't mess up. So I hold no grudge. It was a genuine, honest mistake. Everyone makes one, and I've definitely killed a bunch of my teammates before. Now the race has turned into an attack mission for me rather than a defense mission. I have to get past Jesse to make it to Troy, though thankfully another lap ahead, Jesse goes in for his pit, allowing me to fight for Troy for the next position. As we approach the top of the hill into the straightaway, I noticed that the next car ahead is the one that I had the accident with. I would be lying if I didn't say I was nervous approaching this car again, though I felt that the experience is going to be different. As I approach them, I gain a little bit too much speed, brake so I don't hit them. Trish moves over, allowing me to pass her and start making my way towards Troy again. There was about a 3-second gap before I could catch him, though the next lap was going to be our pit lap, and that was where the tides really changed for the race. So before continuing, I just have to show you how close that was. Like, look at this. I'm just gonna grab this and scoot it back a little. Go a little frame by frame, and there. Have you ever just practiced something so much and then just nail it? Like, that's exactly what that was. Practicing pit stops and just hitting, like, the exact keyframe. So, with that absolute adrenaline moment, it was pretty much go time for me to get Troy out. We exit the pits and Rob ends up getting in between us, which he's a much faster driver than both of us, so I figured I just needed to try and follow his line, stay in his draft, and it would naturally catch me up to Troy as he passed him. That was my main game plan as we were heading into the next few laps. We make our way towards turn 10, and Rob gets a better run on the straight here, allowing him to make the pass on turn 10. I see Troy go a little wide, and I'm starting to see his understeer issue with the front tires dying. I was having a similar issue. Going into lap 16, I really am trying to just stay as close to Troy as I can. I feel that my pace is slowly catching him, and I'm kind of just waiting for that perfect moment to strike. Though Troy is a very fast driver, he is very on pace with myself, and it genuinely made it an enjoyable experience to just try and catch him. We're definitely not 5K, 7K fast, but I think in the next season or two, I could definitely see us battling that high. I do just want to take this moment while the race is going on in the background just to say thank you for staying tuned, watching, and supporting me. I would love a subscribe, a comment, a like, a share, anything you can to genuinely get me out there. I want to make more content, and I'm going to make more content. I do also want to do a shout out for one of the racers in here. His name is Brian Zinn. He goes by the Professor Zinn at twitch.tv/Professor Zinn. You should go watch him. It's genuinely entertaining and informative. I can easily call him a great friend and a mentor when it comes to sim racing.
Run him!
Now jumping back to lap 17, I start to gain ground on Troy, and I'm really starting to feel that moment to go for the pass. I'm kind of waiting for a mess up or just a better jump opportunity, I thought I had it right here, but I give it a little too much throttle, start to lose in the back and save it. As we move through turn 10, we approach the final turn. He brakes a little early and I go a little bit deeper into the turn, getting a better run out, and I start to pull into his draft much more aggressively. He sees that I'm potentially going to go for an inside move, so he's going to move to the inside line so that I can't take it. I move back to the outside line so I can do an over-under and hopefully pass him as we go up on the hills. As I go for my move, I take the side draft, allowing me to gain enough speed to get side by side on the hill, which is a very dangerous passing area for us. I stay confident, don't give too much on the throttle to spin out, and eventually pass him on the inside line, putting me back into the lead for the division. From here on out, I am mostly looking to gain more positions on the overall race, though it really won't affect anything towards the MPL division so long as I keep this position in front of Troy. Moving on to the final lap, I look to hopefully go for either 10th or 9th, though the two cars ahead of me are a lot faster, so I'm mostly going to just try and keep my lead for my race. Compared to most, this has been a very tame race, though I'm kind of expecting something to happen on the last lap, as anything is possible on any race on any lap, but the last one usually being the most aggressive. Joseph goes a little too far and almost hits the grass. Wesley reacts and jumps back to the road, not hitting each other. We brake a little extra with the lap down car ahead of us, not really sure where they're going to end up. So now it's a matter of who's going to dive bomb who in what turn. All three of us stay clean as we go into the turn, not trying to make any crazy moves to end each other's race. And much to what I predicted way earlier, the McLaren from the start of the race was the caution that was going to happen on the final lap. Just a small little spin out that didn't actually hit anything. He's being cautious as he's waiting for the cars to go by. All three of us drive by with more momentum and easily gain the position, so putting us into 9th overall now.
No, that was the last.
Wesley makes one final attempt to try and pass Joseph, but there's not really enough room or speed to make it happen. We keep our positions and we end up in 9th place overall in the entirety of the race, but we end up in 1st place in the MPL division. Overall, I had a very enjoyable race, even with that little spin out. I felt I made a lot of ground and showed a lot of my improvements over the course of being a sim racer. On screens is the final positions for my division. I am now in the lead for the points, but there is a lot more racing to go. So, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next race, y'all.